And one of the important cornerstones of Akshaya Patra is hygiene and safety. So you can see each vessel where food is going to be stored is getting washed or cleansed with steam.
Then they're passed down a conveyor belt and get loaded onto Akshaya Patra's custom-built buses called Buses of Hope.
These are insulated vehicles which keep the food warm. Large quantity of food goes in each vehicle. Over a period of time, Akshaya Patra has developed logistics ability. So for example, from this kitchen, we have about 32 vehicles. We handle about close to 650 schools, and we are feeding about 75,000 children every day, though the enrolled strength is about 110,000 children.
And that is just a single kitchen. When you include the 64 other locations across India, they feed over 2 million children daily.
It had a very modest beginning. We started serving 1,500 children in the outskirts of Bangalore city in the year 2000, and gradually we saw there were more and more requests from the headmasters of the schools who would write to us and say, "We see your vehicle carrying food pass in front of our school. Can you please stop and feed our children?" And when we saw these requests, we kept increasing and scaling up our program. And that's how today in Bangalore city we serve about 200,000 children.
So how does Akshaya Patra get its funds to pay for all of the free food they provide?
So we get a certain amount of support from the government. We top it up with some more money that we raise from individuals and foundations to ensure that the meal we give to the children is hot, nutritious, safe, tasty, so that children are delighted to have a meal at noontime.
Today, they serve 19,000 schools across 14 states and 2 union territories in India. Kitchen staff will create menus based on the students' preferences and feedback by area. For example, Akshaya Patra's kitchens in northern Indian regions can expect foods like roti or flatbreads. In southern India, rice is more widely eaten as a staple food, and the children love the rice-based dishes prepared by the foundation.
నాకు బిసిబెళబాత్ అంటే ఇష్టం ఎందుకంటే చాలా బాగుంటుంది. బిసిబెళబాత్ నాకు అమ్మమ్మ చేసినట్టు అనిపిస్తుంది.
Another important aspect of Akshaya Patra is we want to give what otherwise their mothers will give to them if they are at home and the mothers had resources. Of course, no one can replace a mother, but Akshaya Patra tries to come as close to what a mother can cook.
ನನಗೆ ಪಲಾವ್ ತುಂಬ ಇಷ್ಟ. ಬೀನ್ಸು, ಕ್ಯಾರೆಟು, ಆಲೂಗಡ್ಡೆ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಟೇಸ್ಟಿಯಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ.
You know, you cannot run a big program of this kind in a mechanical, official manner. All of the personnel involved in the Akshaya Patra program come with a deep commitment of compassion and kindness for children. And so it is that compassion that keeps us very highly motivated day after day to see that we do our tasks and duties with a lot of heart.
The day begins with making the ice creams as base, which contains 120 pounds of dark chocolate chips and 100 pounds of cashew butter. Manny and his team start by pouring the bags of dark chocolate chips inside a heated mixer. They add in large buckets of warm water and constantly stir the chocolate for an hour until all of the chunks have dissolved into a liquidy mix.
So this is when you know that the chocolate is ready, completely melted to be, mixed with the rest of the ingredients.
The melted chocolate is then pumped through this tube into a holding tank, which continues to mix the chocolate so it doesn't harden. Next, Manny creates a mixture of stabilizers and salt. The combination of the two helps the ice cream stay together and form smaller ice crystals when it's eventually frozen. It also gives the ice cream some softness. But according to Abby, adding too much stabilizer can be a recipe for disaster.
If you have too much stabilizer, it melts really quickly. It becomes really chewy. If you have too little stabilizer, it's really hard. It's hard to scoop, it's hard to eat. So having like not only the right amount of stabilizer, but the right type of stabilizer is really important.
They add more water to the mix and continue stirring it to maintain that smooth consistency before adding in 50 pounds of invert sugar.
Invert is sweeter than sugar, and it really helps like bring like a nice soft mouthfeel to the ice cream, and not let it get too icy and not too sweet, but sweet enough that it's delicious.